Hi everyone. So we were just talking about Pokemon cards recently, so I just thought I would show you my little collection I've got here. So they're all in this nice binder, as you can see. I can't remember where I got this from. I got it a long time ago, back in the late 90s or whenever it was Pokemon cards first came out. Absolutely loved Pokemon when it first came out. Me and all my friends used to play the games, Red and Blue. I sort of lost a bit of love in the later games. I was all about the originals. I think I was so much into it that I think I just sort of wore myself out. But I still kept the cards. I thought about selling them a few times over the years, but I've kind of like just put it off or didn't bother. And I'm glad I didn't. I think I will continue to keep these forever, unless they suddenly were worth, tens of thousands of pounds or something. I don't really know how much they're worth at the moment. I've got the first two complete sets, I believe, so base and jungle, and then I've got most of fossil, which was the third one. And even with the cards, I think by the time that had come out, and then the fourth set, which was Team Rocket, I think I'd pretty much got bored and given up. But so yeah, it's all sort of like the original cards from back in the day. Like I say, I was very hardcore into it for the first sort of year or two, and then that was it. But I'll show you what I've got. So this is the binder, and now let's open it. Okay, so first sheet is this sort of little checklist. I think it came with the binder itself. Excuse me. So let's just have a look and see what this is. So it has the Pokemon base set, and you can see the H is for Holo. So Alakazam, and then so you've got all these Holos, then you've got these rares, which is indicated by the star, I believe. Then I'm thinking it's uncommon, then common, or something like that. And then as a kid, I would tick them off when I got them. And then the same here for the jungle, all down here. Must have got lazy because I didn't tick some of these off, but I definitely have them. And then fossil, I'm missing quite a lot of these ones, I think. This list probably isn't up to date. Here we go. So there's a little picture here that shows you what they are, and it looks like this is actually from 1995, 1996. So that must have been when Pokemon was created, and then Wizards of the Coast 1999. So I'm guessing these cards are roughly from 1999 or the year 2000. Okay, so let's turn over. So here we go. So Alakazam number 1, holographic. Blastoise. I'm not going to go through every card because that would take a long time. And then here is the famous Charizard card. So I'm going to take this one out actually. So some of these more rarer cards I have in a little plastic case here. So Charizard's definitely in there. So are most of the other shiny ones. So let's just have a look at this one, because this is the one that when I was a kid, everybody would go crazy for this card. And I've got a little funny story about this Charizard card. So back when you was a kid, you would get like £2.50 a week pocket money, but that's what I got. And guess what? Pokemon cards were £2.50. So every Saturday we would go to the shop with all my friends, and some people would have money, some wouldn't, and we would all buy a pack of cards and we would all open them in front of each other, and it'd be fun and exciting to see what everybody got. And we never got a Charizard, but one day my dad would sometimes buy Pokemon cards, and he would like opening them as well, and he would always open them up and then show the cards one by one, like how the YouTubers do these days. And me and my sisters would like see the cards one by one, and he clearly had seen this card was in it, and he knew it was rare. So he put it right at the back, and he was showing us the cards. So it was like, yeah, got. Oh, that one's okay. Need that one. And then Charizard was the last one, and it was in the packet. And as soon as we saw it, we all screamed and we all went mad. And then I was like, no, everybody be careful. We can't breathe on the card. We can't touch the card, all that kind of stuff. And then I carefully put it in this plastic case sleeve, whatever you call it, and put it straight into here. I was like, nobody can touch it. So yeah, and then that was how we got the Charizard. So that wasn't me that got it. It was my dad, technically. So yeah, that's cool. So a few others here. Machamp, that was always a cool card. And then I don't know if you can see this, but round the edges of the yellow of the card, you can see a little bit of silver or sort of shininess. That's actually the hologram layer showing at the edges. And if you would touch the sides quite a lot, it would wear away. And I was aware of this as a kid, so I was very careful. In fact, here, look, there's a tiny bit missing there. So even though I was extremely careful and I would, look after all my cards, for some reason this card has become slightly damaged here. And as a kid, that would have absolutely drove me mad, and it still does a little bit, but I would try and look after them as much as possible. Most of them are in mint condition, but for some reason this one isn't. I must have traded this one or got it from a friend or something. So these first few, the sort of rarer cards, these are in their own individual sleeves, and then some of the later ones are sort of back to back. So here we go. So I'm just going to sort of go through these ones a little bit quicker. Zapdos, that was always a cool one. I remember opening that one, actually. I think I was in Toys R Us with my friends. And then now we're on to the non-holographics. For some reason there's some gaps in my crazy ordering system when I did them when I was a kid. So yeah, this is all the base set. So the base cards have a little number here, so you can see this is like number 29 out of 102. So I always thought it was strange how the base set only had 102, including some various power-up and trainer cards or whatever, but they didn't have the whole 150 like Pokemon. And I think with the base, the jungle and the fossil, you then did get all 150, but I'm not entirely sure why. So here's some more Magikarp. And I remember some people would play the actual game Pokemon, the trading card game. I never really played it. It looked fun, but for me it was all about collecting, the same as the games. It was all about collecting the individual Pokemon. I was not interested in playing the game because I didn't want to damage the cards. That's how sad I was as a kid. There's Fat Pikachu, everyone's favourite version of Pikachu. And this Squirtle one, this one always looked really weird. Like he's like frothing at the mouth. That's what it looks like anyway. Bit of a weird picture there. And also that there was a bit of a weird thing with the base set where like some of the images were like CGI renders, and then some of them were like strange illustrations, and then this Pikachu one, just this artwork just looks like it's from a comic book almost, and like this Magnemite here, another sort of CGI render. It's like all the images were just totally different styles. I don't know how it is on the modern cards, but so that looks to be 69, and then 70 starts to be the trainer cards. This was all the sort of cards you needed to then play the game. So I have all these obviously as well. Some of these images are really cool though. Just going to go through a little bit faster on some of these ones. So the energy cards as well. Okay, and then this is the jungle set, I believe. So we're back down to 1 out of 64. So the jungle was smaller, so there's only 64 cards in this one. And then this icon here, that tells you it's in the jungle set. So yeah. Mr. Mime, the weirdest Pokemon of all. This card was quite good. I always liked that one. Snorlax, the laziest Pokemon. And then these ones are the same. Are these the same as... Yeah, so these are the same as before, but the non-holographic versions, but they have a different sort of number, so you almost had to collect the same card twice. So Snorlax, this is the non-holographic, and then before we had the holographic. Another Pikachu, a little bit, not as fat this one, but still contains a lot of the sort of original design. And then that is 64 out of 64, so that's the end of the jungle. And then this is the start of the fossil now. If you look here, I've obviously left gaps, so this is number 1, and then it'd be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then I've got number 7 here, so it looks like I've left gaps for them, so I don't have all of these ones, so there's a few more gaps there of the hollows. And then these are the rares, so I've got a couple of gaps, and then just 1 and 2 gaps here, so I think I've got maybe sort of 80% of the fossil. Like this one and this one, I could probably just buy these on eBay dirt cheap, but the sort of rarer, the hollows are the main ones I'm missing, so that I could buy them. They'd cost a lot of money, but I kind of don't want to, because you know, this is my collection from when I was a kid, and it sort of shows the history of, you know, how far I got with it, you know. And you know, you could collect these forever. There's probably a million more cards and sets now, but you've got to stop somewhere. It would have been nice to complete the 3rd set, but never mind. And then that's the final fossil card, 62 out of 62, and then the little symbol there. And then these ones, I don't even know what these are. Ah yes, this was the 4th set, I think, called the Rocket set or Team Rocket set with the R. So it looks like I've left gaps here. Dark Charizard, pretty cool image there. 1st edition as well. If you ever get the 1st edition, that means they're sort of worth a lot more, a lot rarer. Some people would only collect 1st editions, but you know, you'd be spending a lot of money on that. I do have some, but not many. So I've left a lot of gaps here. I think that was being a bit optimistic. You know, most of these are just empty now. Dark Alakazam. In fact, so Team Rocket, I think these are all dark. Corrupted by Team Rocket in some way. Ah yeah, and then I've got a lot more of these ones. That's not dark, that just says Charmander. Oh, 1st edition as well. But it's definitely the Team Rocket set. Oh, lots of these are 1st edition, 1st edition, 1st edition, 1st edition. Yeah, I do seem to have a lot of 1st edition cards for the Team Rocket. I don't even remember buying Team Rocket cards. So I don't know whether I got given these or what. I don't even know. I've definitely stopped buying cards at this point. I know that. And then, yeah, that's basically the end of the collection. So there's my collection, but there's still all this. So I'm going to go through this very quickly. So these are my duplicates or strange cards or whatever. So I don't know what that is. So I've got a Chansey here. It's absolutely battered. But for some reason I didn't throw it away. I must have felt like it was good enough to keep in case somebody wanted it. But and then, yeah, some more shinies here, some duplicates. So yeah, if anyone needs any any of these, I have them. Oh, and then these. Yeah, so for some reason I have some Japanese cards. I don't know why. So the sort of Western American English cards look like this on the back. The Japanese ones look like this. Pocket Monsters card game. I'm not sure which I like best. I think I'd have to go for R1. Just looks like a cleaner design. But so let's have a look at this one here. So I think the card is pretty much identical to the English one. It's just in Japanese. The image is the same. This one, Gyarados. I think I think the difference is they're just Japanese. This one here and this one, they've got some trainer symbols down here. I don't know what that means. Must be from a different set or something. Like I say, at this point I was definitely out of it. What we got here? Some sort of weird cards. I don't know what this is. Must be some duplicates. And then these. So these ones here with this logo. The cinema would give you one of these cards when you bought a ticket to see the Pokemon movie. And I must have gone to the cinema maybe twice. So I got 2 cards. But then I must have either convinced my friends to give me theirs because they weren't really into it, or I would have bought them off them or something. So I don't know if I have all of these. So I have the Mewtwo. I think I got this one with my cinema ticket. And then I've got this one and Pikachu. And now look, he looks even thinner now. He's lost even more weight since the last card. I think there was maybe 1 or 2 more, maybe even 3 more. I must not have those ones. And then here, these just look like standard cards. So these must just be duplicates. Yeah, and then these are just duplicates, so I've got absolutely millions. They're all in very good condition, so I'll just zoom in on this one. So yeah, if anybody needs any of these, let me know. I do actually have a little tin with a load of loose cards. Must be a few hundred loose cards, which I'm not really bothered about those ones because the quality, is not as good. They've not been as looked after. But these ones I've looked after. I must have bought these ones and they would have gone straight into here, ready to be traded or whatever. Yeah, these are all duplicates. And then, yeah, you would always get these in the packets. And if you didn't play the game, these were like annoying because you felt like these were wasted on you, and you'd always end up with loads, which you needed if you played the game. But I didn't play the game, so I ended up with lots of these. To be honest, I probably threw some of them away or gave them away or something. More duplicates. Just going to go through these quite quickly. Yeah, there's another cinema one. So that looks a little bit rough. A little bit rough on the corner there, which is probably why I relegated it to the back here. Okay, getting towards the end now. There we go. And just one final one there. And that's it. And then I've got a load of spare sleeves. And that is it. That is my Pokemon card collection. So I'm definitely not an expert. I haven't really looked at this, in probably 15 years or something. But I was really into it at the time, and I'm glad I kept them. And there we go. There's my Pokemon card collection. All right, see you all later. Bye-bye.